I stopped eating processed sugar for 75 days because I wanted to see if it would make a difference in my weight loss. I was 43 and 218 pounds and nothing that I tried was working. In fact, I was just simply losing and regaining the same 5 pounds. And when I lost the 5 pounds, I couldn't tell a difference. But when I regained the 5 pounds, my clothes felt tighter, I felt heavier. I knew that I had just simply regained 5 pounds of fat. So I wanted to see what would happen if I stopped eating processed sugar. I did this for 75 days and I looked up on the 75th day and I had lost a total of 30 pounds. And it just simply floored me that after all of this time, all of these different things that I did to lose weight, I just simply needed to battle my sugar addiction in order to see movement on the scale. I knew that I was on to something, and so I just continued to eat this way. And over the course of 9 months, I ended up losing 70 pounds. And you know how they tell you that your belly fat is the last to go? Well, what I noticed on this weight loss journey is that my belly fat was actually the first to go. Even in my before and after photos from the first 75 days, you can tell a noticeable difference in my midsection. And then of course, if you look at my transformation over the 9 months, I completely lost my belly fat. In fact, I lost so much belly fat that I had loose skin left that was impacting my workouts. So I ended up having a tummy tuck, and when I saw the plastic surgeon, he said, well, you lost all of the fat. This is truly nothing but skin. He removed 1.5 pounds of skin that was left after I lost all of this belly fat. And then I went on to lose an additional 16 pounds. And so it really just floored me that all I needed to do was tackle my sugar habit in order to lose weight, because nobody had really said that before. You know, I really truly believed that I had a sugar addiction because I just had to have it. I was eating it all the time. I could be standing in the pantry eating some sugar, looking for my next hit of sugar. You know, there'd be times when it'd be 7:30, 8 o'clock at night, and I'd ask my husband, hey, take me to the ice cream place. Hey, take me to the donut place. And he would take me, not knowing that he was helping me to feed a sugar addiction. Right before my weight loss journey started, I was actually on this trail mix kick where I was eating trail mix by the handfuls. That trail mix is addictive because of the salt from the peanuts and the sugar from the chocolate coated candy. So I was just simply eating it all day long, not understanding why my waistline was expanding. So I absolutely had an addiction, and I found that I needed to tackle it in order to lose weight. Now, a lot of people have asked me, how did you quit sugar cold turkey and what did you do about the cravings? I really committed to not eating processed sugar for 75 days. I started off my weight loss journey with the 75 hard challenge, and that requires you to eat clean with no cheat meals. So I said, okay, my cheat meal will be processed sugar. If I eat processed sugar during this 75 days, I will fail the challenge. My only goal was to finish that challenge. And so in order to finish it, I could not have processed sugar. And so that is what I did for 75 days. And I had someone tell me that 75 days is a long time to commit to that. And admittedly, yes, it is. But I didn't keep my eyes on the end. I just kept my eyes on the day at hand. So I just repeated day one over and over again for 75 days. So I didn't look at it like, oh my gosh, I got to do this for 75 days. I looked at it like, today, focus on today. You cannot have processed sugar. Here's what you're eating. And I did that every single day, and those days accumulated over 75 days. Now, as far as the cravings themselves, I knew that if I ate high protein, it would keep me full and I would be able to better manage those cravings. I went to the TDEE calculator, I plugged in my information, told it that I wanted to lose weight, and it gave me a protein target. I took that target, plugged it into MyFitnessPal, and I tracked my protein intake. Now, a lot of people don't like to track what they eat, but I found it very easy. I was just simply tracking, making sure that I hit that protein goal every day. And in doing so, I was hitting all of my other macronutrient targets, and I managed to lose 70 pounds in 9 months and 90 pounds overall. Now, one of the tips that I got from a registered dietitian was to front load my protein. And that just simply means eat more of your protein earlier in the day. So if I had to eat 140 grams of protein, I might have been getting like 65 grams of protein at breakfast. And I know it sounds like a lot, but it actually worked because again, protein helps to keep you full. So I was eating all of this protein at breakfast and I would get to work and I wouldn't have the urge to snack mid-morning. I could actually work through the morning right up to lunchtime. And now it's lunch and I'm eating more protein at lunch. I don't have the urge to get up at 2:30 and hit the vending machine like I was doing before. I can actually make it home and wait until the next meal. Here comes dinner. I don't have the urge to do any late night snacking because I'm still full off of protein. So that was how I managed the cravings. I wasn't eating the processed sugar, so I wasn't craving it. And the reason why we crave sugar is because we continue to eat it. As long as you continue to eat it, your body will continue to crave it. It wants that next hit of sugar. So once you stop eating it, your body's like, oh, okay, well, the sugar supply is gone. Let me move on to something else. And you're not craving it as much. So I'm not eating the processed sugar, so I'm not craving it. And then I'm staying full because I'm eating all this protein, so I don't have the urge to blow my calorie deficit by snacking in between my major meals. So that was how I managed my cravings. In addition to that, I started to drink a lot of water. Now, the 75 Hard Challenge required me to drink 1 gallon a day. I always say that that is excessive. I don't encourage anybody to do that, but I was drinking more water on this challenge in addition to eating all of this protein and no longer eating sugar. So the water is also helping to keep me full because drinking 1 gallon of water is a lot of water. So it was helping to keep me full, but I think it was also helping me with that mental clarity piece. And you'll hear a lot of people talk about this. When you go from being severely dehydrated, which I was, I just simply wasn't drinking enough water before, to being overly hydrated, which I was drinking 1 gallon a day. I just had this mental focus, this mental clarity that I didn't have before. And I was really committed to finishing this challenge. So I was just really focused on hitting my protein goals, hitting my water goals for the day. And I really didn't have the time to stop and think and to like mentally crave this processed sugar that I wasn't eating. It's just that food noise in my head just really got quiet once I started to drink more water and stay hydrated on top of eating all of the protein and eliminating the sugar from my diet. Another thing that I was doing over the first 75 days was I was getting in a morning walk. Now on the challenge, I had to do 2 45-minute workouts. So I would walk once in the morning and then I would walk once in the afternoon. And what I found was that that morning walk really helped me to energize. It seemed like, I would get up in the morning and I would walk fasted. So I wasn't eating anything before I walked. But it seems like that morning walk just really helped me, again, with that mental focus, that mental clarity. But it also helped to like boost my metabolism. I'm getting my metabolism going early in the morning. And then I'm going to eat the protein on top of that to keep me full. And then I'm going to do an evening walk after that. And I'm continuing to burn off calories, keeping my metabolism high with this second workout and eating all of this protein. So that morning walk really kind of helped set the tone for the day. I'm burning calories. It's helping me with the calorie deficit. It's helping me with the mental clarity. Now I'm getting in my high protein breakfast. I'm drinking my water, and it really just set the tone for the day. Another thing that I noticed that helped me with the fat loss over this time was that I was sleeping more. I was getting more rest. Before this, I might have been getting 4 to 5 hours of sleep a night. I was very intentional about getting 7 hours of sleep. And I would wake up in the morning and I would feel refreshed, and I would look in the mirror and I would look a little slender. I would look a little less bloated. And I thought it was a fluke at first, but it just continued to happen. I just continued to wake up and look slimmer and feel slimmer. So I started to go down this rabbit hole. And what I found out was that your body actually burns fat and builds muscle while you sleep. And so all of the fitness advice that you hear about getting in sleep, That is the reason why. It is like a free ticket to fat loss. You just simply have to go to sleep. And if you cut that sleep short, then you're cutting short the time that your body uses to perform those functions. So when you're not getting enough sleep, you will wake up bloated. You will wake up looking like you have fat accumulated around your midsection. You didn't give your body time to burn off that fat. And so that was what I was noticing. That was what my experience was. As long as I was consistent with getting 7 hours of sleep at night, I wasn't craving the sugar. I'm eating the high protein. I'm staying well hydrated. And I woke up in the morning just mental clarity, looking slimmer. And it really helped me to burn off that belly fat. Now, I get asked a lot whether or not I cut out all sugar. And the answer to that question is no. I only cut out processed sugar. I only cut out those foods that I was addicted to. So cakes, candies, pies, ice cream, the mocha frappes from McDonald's, the trail mix, anything that looked like a processed sugar that I would just want to continue to eat and eat. Those are the things that I did not eat. But I did still eat natural sugars. I still ate fruit. In fact, I started my weight loss journey on the cusp of summer. So I was eating all of the summer fruits, the peaches and the plums. I had apples and grapes and strawberries. So I continued to eat natural sugar. I also ate things like honey and 100% maple syrup. Now, I did not attempt to sweeten anything because I get asked that as well. Did you use any type of artificial sweeteners? The answer is no. I really wanted to get to the root of this bad sugar addiction that I had. And the root of it was everything that I ate and everything that I drank had sugar in it. And so I decided that I wasn't going to add anything to my foods. I wasn't going to add anything to anything that I drank, because I simply wanted to get out of the habit of having sugar or even a sugar substitute in everything that I consumed. So if I wanted coffee, I drank it black. If I wanted tea, I drink it unsweetened. And that is very hard for me to do. I'm a Southern girl and I like my sweet tea. But if I wanted tea, it had to be unsweetened. And I mentioned that I used MyFitnessPal to track what I was eating. MyFitnessPal actually gave me a limit for sugar every day. Mine was 68 grams of sugar. So as I was tracking what I was eating every day, because I was tracking my protein, trying to make sure I hit my protein target, I was also looking at the sugar and making sure that I wasn't going over that limit every day. So as long as I was eating natural sugar and I wasn't going over that limit every day, I was able to stay within the calorie deficit that I needed to in order to drop the weight. And I didn't have to cut out all sugar, just simply the processed sugar. And I was still able to lose 70 pounds in 9 months and 90 pounds overall. And you know, it just amazes me that I was able to have that type of success as a woman over 40 simply by eliminating the processed sugar. You hear a lot about how it's so tough as a woman over 40 to lose weight because of hormonal changes, metabolism slows down, and all of that is absolutely true. But there are other things like the quality of our food, the sugar that is in our food that nobody really talks about. They will talk your ear off about a calorie deficit, but at the end of the day, you cannot be healthy eating all of this processed sugar, even if you maintain a calorie deficit. And I proved that because I was losing and regaining the same 5 pounds trying to keep this sugar in my diet. But the moment I decided, okay, that's enough, cold turkey, I'm going to stop eating the processed sugar, that was when the scale started to move. That was when I finally was able to burn off that visceral fat around my midsection, that unsightly belly fat that's not only unsightly, but it's also unhealthy because it's hugging our vital organs. But nobody talks about that. They simply talk about the calorie deficit. I went on vacation overseas and it was just eye-opening how differently their food tasted than ours, simply because it was a little bland. It wasn't as sweet. And it was really a light bulb moment to me that our food is just so full of sugar. Some of the foods that we don't even think have sugar actually have sugar in it, and it's causing us to be unhealthy. I learned that the hard way by carrying around all of that excess weight for so long. And once I got to the root of it, eliminating that processed sugar out of my diet, I finally got healthy. So if you're ready to tackle your own sugar habit and to lose belly fat and to get healthy once and for all, and you still don't know what to eat, I encourage you to check out the link in my video description, because I left for you the 7-day meal plan that I was actually following at the start of my weight loss journey. It includes the meal plan plus the recipes for the week. There's no counting, there's no thinking. Pull it out and follow it for 7 days, and then send me an email and tell me the difference that it has made in your weight loss journey. Because I can assure you, once you stop eating the processed sugar, you will be amazed at the difference that it makes on your own weight loss journey. If this video has been helpful to you, take a moment and give it a thumbs up so that other women just like you can find this video and learn from my experience. And if you haven't joined the Get Fit community yet, take a moment and hit the subscribe button. I would love to have you here as part of the community. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.